What's up, Met fans? Welcome back. Talking Mets and Raw. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my channel, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining in. We're going to wait a little while for a couple more people to get in. I did say 12:30, but I hopped on a little earlier. Say what's up in the comment. Hit on that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Let's wait for more people to come in. If you just joined us, say what up in the comment section so I can say what up to you guys. And let's go Mets, right? So as you know, the Mets are playing the Cardinals today. And we will see with Taijuan Walker on the mound, which is, another key aspect of this rotation. Jay Cruz, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Thank you so much. How's everybody doing today? Not so bad? The Mets didn't get the greatest of news with Carrasco, which sucks with the tear in his hamstring. That's not good. But that's what happens when you get a 34-year-old pitcher. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. If you're just joining, hit on that like button. Hit on that subscriber button. Let's keep it going. Let's keep this channel moving. Let's get it going, guys. Let's go. Gonna wait for more people to tune in. And then we go from there. We'll talk about the lineup. We'll talk about Walker. We'll talk about Carrasco. We'll talk about everything you want to talk about. Just put it in the comment and we'll be good to go. Joseph, that's great. I just ate my lunch right before I came up live. Had some Jersey Mike's, a real big sandwich. So I'm happy right now. I'm full. Gonna be with you guys for a couple hours, as long as the Wi-Fi is supposed to be the way it is. So Joseph, J. Cruz, what's up? If you're just joining us, guys, hit on that like button. Say what's up in the comments. Everybody's cool over here. We're gonna be here for the next couple of hours. We're gonna discuss the Mets. We're gonna discuss the injuries, discuss the lineup, discuss the rotation, discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. Just hit it up in the comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll respond to your questions, your concerns, your opinions. That's what we do here, and that's why I keep on doing live streams, because everybody's having fun with it. When more people are coming in, I'll go over the lineup tonight, so we can have an idea of what the lineup's looking like. Anthony, I agree with you, sir. Yes, sir. I agree about Taijuan Walker. I think he's going to be sneaky good. Absolutely. I can't agree with you. I can't agree with you more than that, Anthony, for sure. I feel like Walker. I wanted Walker besides Odorizzi from day one, and I was worried that the Mets were going to go after Odorizzi and they were going to lose out on Walker. I think Walker has a bigger upside than Odorizzi, and if Walker can stay healthy, which is a big if he can stay healthy, I think he can be a very, very important piece of this rotation, especially with Carrasco out. What's up, guys? William, what's up? J. Cruz, what up? Anthony, Joseph, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into my channel, Talking Mets with Rob. If you're just joining us, hit on that like button. Let's get this stream out to more people. The more fun the stream's going to be for the next couple of hours, everybody. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. So we're going to talk about the lineup, talk about the rotation, talk about everything that's already affecting the Mets 2 weeks before opening day. And the injuries are piling up. I'm worried about Dom. I'm worried about Carrasco. I'm worried about Lugo. Everything makes everything worrisome when it comes to the rotation, the bullpen. Dom Smith with his wrist, I don't know how serious it is, but it's serious enough that he hasn't played the last couple of days, or yesterday and then today. So it's going to be very interesting to see if everybody comes out of this healthy. We need this lineup to be ready to go, because we can't have no more injuries. Any more injuries is going to hurt this team badly, especially when it comes to the pitcher with the lineup. So as of right now, obviously Dom Smith has a little bit of an issue with his wrist. Not sure if it's just, precaution or it's serious, but he's injured. And then we just heard the news yesterday about Carlos Carrasco and his hamstring that he tore during a run-in drill. And that sucks because he was our number 2 starter. And that's the biggest thing that I was worrying about when it came to Carrasco. I love the Lindor trade, but it took it was a little bit of a gamble taking a 34-year-old pitcher, even though he has been good. But things happen to older pitchers, and that's just what happens. And it sucks. There was a little bit of news that it might be 2 months. I mean, it's a torn hamstring, so you can do the math. You can check other players and pitchers who didn't come back quickly from that. I mean, it's a torn hamstring. It's not something you just forget about and start pitching. So it's not only the rehab with the torn hamstring. I'm not sure if he's going to have surgery, but it's not just the rehab. It's him building up his arm strength, getting his pitch count up. So the 2 months rehab might turn into 3-4 months. We might not see him until after the All-Star break because there's no guarantee that he can build up his arm quick enough. And that's if everything goes smoothly with the hamstring, the rehab, everything like that. So everything has to go smoothly. And that doesn't mean another injury ain't going to happen. He was already coming back with elbow soreness before this injury. So it's just a big problem right now. And I'm worried about this rotation now. Benjamin, how you doing, buddy? Benjamin, of course you were in school. Thank you, Benjamin. I appreciate the support. Hit on that like button, everybody, if you can. Jonathan, what's up? Funny thing, Jonathan, this is not a wallpaper. It's actually a blanket. But I'm glad it looks like a wallpaper. That's great. What it is, since I can't do much with the live stream, I can only do so much with the live stream, but I did find something interesting about the OBS studio that you can actually use for live stream. I'm going to work on that. I don't know how to use it much yet, but it gives me more graphics. I could put the scoreboard up on there, so whoever the Mets are playing, you can see the score, and it'll update it. Rob, Fernando, what's up, buddy? Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. There's going to be a ticker scroll on the bottom and everything like that, like on the latest Mets news and everything like that. I'm working on it. I'm new to that OBS studio, so I just downloaded it on my laptop, so I just got to figure it out how to do it and how to use everything because, it's a little bit more, difficult to use, but I'm definitely going to try it out. And it might not be perfect when I first do my next live stream because I am going to try out the OBS studio. I'm going to put the live chat up on there that we can see here, but I will be putting it on the OBS studio with the ticker and the scoreboard and everything like that. So I'm going to try things out. So don't get upset at me if I'm trying things out when it comes to the next live stream because I am working to bring better content and better live streams to you guys because that's always important. So we're going to go over the lineup right now, guys. Obviously, the game's in a half hour at 1 o'clock. Taijuan Walker is on the mound. And I'm not sure who was in here when I said it, but, I think we got to be concerned about the injuries. Dom Smith in his wrist, Carrasco with his torn hamstring. I mean, he was just doing a running drill, and he tore his hamstring. Benjamin, yes, it's on SNY today, so we can actually see the players. That's something that we didn't think we could see a lot of, huh? Like, it's a joke. Like, it's absolutely amazing that they, with the whole TV thing, like, we have to wonder if a baseball game's on TV. I mean, yes, it's a broken cookie. The freaking chocolate chips fell all over the floor. The damn guy had elbow soreness. All of a sudden, he's like, oh, I'm good now. He runs a running drill and he tears a hamstring. Like, what I don't understand now, he clearly probably wasn't really running that hard in this running drill. If that was the case, that means he already probably had a partially torn hamstring already. So that's just another thing that worries me about the Mets medical staff. Like, you didn't see that in the physical when they traded for him. It was just weird. But what can we do? It seems like Lucchesi or Yamamoto is going to be on the rotation now. So we just got to hope for the best. And Lucchesi's been lights out all spring. Yamamoto's been okay. He's been pretty good, but not as good as Lucchesi. So I think Lucchesi is going to get the nod for opening day. I never listened to you, Fernando. I mean, you say you're going to win fantasy. Why would I believe you, Yeah, exactly, Benjamin. That's a good point. He gave up 0 hits. Funny thing, I actually pulled up his stats that I was just looking at right now because I was talking about because he seemed like he's going to be in the rotation. So I was like, yeah, he gave up no hits. I mean, that's insane. Like, and he's been good. Obviously the spring doesn't always translate to the season, but I'd rather have him doing good than doing bad in spring. So yeah, Benjamin. I think it's a little bit more than 5 innings now. It might be 6 or 7, but you might be right, Benjamin. I'm checking it right now because I'm curious about that. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like 6 innings actually. But let me just check. Never hurts to check, right, guys? Oh, we got to get your facts straight around here. People will call you out. Let me see. Of course I. Okay, here we go. See what we're looking at. Benjamin, you're correct. 2 games, 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, and he has a 0 ERA. So you can't ask anything better than that, Benjamin. That's good. You're right. 5. So shout out to Benjamin for getting the stats right. A little thumbs down for me, thinking it was 6 or 7, but he has looked good. That's no, we agree on that. Well, you know what, William? Yeah, I agree with that. But if Carrasco was healthy, he would be a bullpen guy. He would have been that other lefty. Now we lose a lefty out of the bullpen now. So, no, Fernando, you don't have to worry about Walker. He's got that Turk Wendell shark teeth necklace around. He'll be fine. Don't worry. He got the 99, tough as nails until today. Watch him get hurt. It's just, it doesn't matter. Cohen owning the team, A-Rod owning the team, the Wilpons owning the team. You're wearing the orange and blue and you got the Mets across your chest. Something's going to go wrong no matter who you have in this team. Like, it's insane. Like, we're losing our number 2 starter. And people, there's not enough people talking about how much of a big deal that is. It's a big deal. He was your number 2 starter. So now Stroman's got to take that number 2 spot. Now Walker's got to be the 3rd starter. Peterson's got to be the 4th starter. And Luke Casey's got to be the 5th starter. So it's like already we're dealing with stuff. Not only is our rotation got a little weaker, now we have to rely on the bullpen more because Peterson's going to have an innings limit, which sucks because they talked about that. And Luke Casey, he's going to be a 5th starter. So it's like he could go, you're not going to, lowball him and say, all right, we'll take him out after 5. Like, you're going to trust the bullpen to cover the other 4 innings? No. So it's a big problem already. Injuries with the Mets 2 weeks before opening day. I just bought. I'm waiting for the okay, so the Mets can actually say I'm in for opening day on the 8th against the Marlins. But I did get tickets to the Phillies and Mets in Philadelphia because they have 50% capacity. So, you can drive down the turnpike and go to a Phillies game without getting tested, by the way, which is another pain in the ass. And then you got to go in 20% in New York for Citi Field and Yankee Stadium and get tested or be vaccinated, fully vaccinated. So I just bought the ticket yesterday to the Phillies game on April 5th. It's a Monday night game. So I'm gonna drive down to Philly, watch the game, and then drive back to work. Because I would be hopefully the game doesn't go into extras or too many innings and it don't end like midnight because then I got to get to work at 2 a.m. But hey, that's the fun in it. I do it. I did it all the time when the season was going on the last couple of years. Hope, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Hit on that like button. William, let's hope not. I mean, geez, I cannot deal with no more injuries. Like Lugo was bad. Carrasco's worse because he's our number 2 starter. And, I know Syndergaard's been looking strong, but we don't know if we're going to, if he's going to actually come back earlier than later. But we just don't know, unfortunately. So it's a blow to the rotation. Now Stroman, talks a big game. Now he has to really step up because he is the number 2 starter now. So let's see if Stroman actually does it and steps up and pitches like he did in Toronto because we need him. I don't like Stroman at all, but we need him. He's wearing a Mets jersey. We got to root for him. William, of course, the cheesesteak. Can't forget that. Come on. It really, a cheesesteak is not a cheesesteak until you had it in Philly. No matter where you went to go get it in Philly. You get a Philly cheesesteak in Philly. You don't get a Philly cheesesteak at a pizzeria that sells it in New York. I'm sorry. New York got great pizza, the best pizza in the country. But when it comes to a Philly cheesesteak, you get it in Philadelphia. It's that simple. So, yeah, hell yeah, William, of course. Cheesesteak, no doubt about that. Fernando's already calling it. What does he got? COVID 20? Lindor's going to say, I got COVID 20. I got to opt out. Oh, yeah, William, I agree. Stroman's going to be like, I'm the man. I know I'm the man. See, I told you. Now I'm the number 2 starter. I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, okay. No. Stroman's lucky to be at number 3. Oh, Ian. There he is. Here's one of my 7-line buddies. My good pal, Ian. What's up? Ian talking about the Philly cheesesteak. A couple of good spots in New York. Shout out to Ian. One of my boys. One of the 515 crew. Yeah, so me and Ian were just talking about going down to Philadelphia Monday or Tuesday. So definitely gonna end up in a pod seating situation probably. So what can you do, right? So we're just waiting for the game. We got about 20 minutes. I'm gonna go over the lineup just now, guys. Let me just pull it up really quick. All right, so obviously Taijuan Walker is on the mound. All right, guys. So batting first is Brandon Nimmo, center field. Francisco Lindor is batting second, playing shortstop. Michael Conforto batting third, playing right field. Pete Alonso's at first, batting fourth. Jeff McNeil, second base, batting fifth. The DH is J.D. Davis, batting sixth. Kevin Pillar is in left field, batting seventh. Tomas Nido getting another start at catcher, number 8. And to round up the lineup, Brandon Drury at third base, batting ninth. So that's our lineup. Carlos Martinez is pitching for the Cardinals. So the Mets already faced him because, there's not many teams that the Mets face during spring training because they're trying to keep them on the east coast of Florida, the teams they play. So we usually face all the teams in Florida at least once. And the western teams in Florida, the western part of Florida, we're just not facing because of COVID. So, but, let's see what the Mets do. We still haven't seen. Nolan Arenado's in the lineup for the Cardinals batting third. So it's gonna be a good test for Walker today with the Cardinals lineup. Got Matt Carpenter, Carlson, Arenado, O'Neill, Knizer, Bader, Sosa, Nagaski, and Martinez. So interesting that they're making the pitcher hit in the St. Louis batting order lineup, which is actually interesting for spring training. But you got to get these guys in sooner or later. Benjamin, Fernando, breaking news: Alonso breaks his cheekbone by a fastball out. Oh God, Fernando's just waiting for like more bad news. No, not Sammy Sosa, Edmundo Sosa. I don't know. Maybe it's his cousin. I don't know. Benjamin, McNeil isn't looking well at all. Well, you know what? If you look, his batting average right now is 0.77, so it's not good. You're right about that, Benjamin. But I'm not too worried because I think Jeff McNeil, what you could tell that he's has a lot of uppercut in his swing during spring. I think if he does still end up hitting bad in spring, I think he's just going to go back to his contact ways like he did in 2019 and parts of 2018. I think he'll do that, and then when he gets his eye back, he starts hitting the ball a little bit, get that contact going. Then I think he'll start hitting that ball over the wall again. But McNeil is trying to be a power hitter now, in my opinion, and he's not that guy. We need him to be that batter that goes to all fields, that gets that single when we need it, gets on base. That's the McNeil we need. We don't need a power hitter. We have enough power on this team with Alonso and Lindor and Conforto and Smith and all those guys. Fernando got everybody worried in the chat. The New York injury-prone Mets. That's so true, man. I tell you. So thank you guys for tuning in. Obviously, we're going to be here for the next couple of hours during the game. Obviously, the game is on SNY, so there's no need to me to broadcast it on the radio like I usually do when they're not on TV. So we'll just, I'll keep you updated for some people who are not at home and can't watch the game. I'll keep you updated on the score, who's pitching, the rundown like I always do. So if you just joined in, hit on that like button, everybody. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. We got over 500 subscribers about a week and a half ago. The next goal is 750. Still waiting for the bobblehead to give away. It's going to take some time, according to Port St. Lucie and Port St. Lucie Mets. They said 2 weeks. We shall see. But we shall see what happens. Hopefully it comes soon. And the big goal now is 750. No, Fernando, I agree. we never get a healthy team. And when we do, we're looking good. All of a sudden, somebody gets hurt, and then it's like, oh, that sucks. Fernando, I had a migraine headache ever since the Mets made these free agent signings and trades. Like, do we have a bullpen that at all? Like Shane Green's still out there. I mean, the poor guy he's standing out on the street, has a sign that says "Sign me." So it's like he's standing there like this, like sign me, please sign me, somebody sign me. You didn't see him in the city? He's in Manhattan with the naked cowboy in the city holding up a sign saying, "Please sign me." That's Shane Green right now. What the hell the Mets are doing? I mean, it is Sandy Alderson, so we can't expect great things from Sandy Alderson. He's just I can't tell you. Now we all heard, I think we all heard the news about the Mets making an offer to Francisco Lindor. It was under $300 million, just under $300 million. Now, and obviously Lindor was like, "Haha, I don't think so." So Lindor countered with a deal, an offer way over $300 million. So here's my problem, and this is again with Sandy Alderson. Sandy Alderson has a price for a player and never goes over it. I'm kind of worried that Sandy Alderson is going to screw this up. I know everybody's like, "Oh, Cohen will step in." He might, but I really think Cohen is leaving this to Sandy Alderson. And that's the problem I'm having, and I'm worried about that. Because we heard about the Cleveland Indians being $100 million apart from what they offered from what Lindor wanted. They offered him $200 million. He wanted $300 million. So if you know that and you're Sandy Alderson, why would you say, what's a good offer? Something under $300 million. Why didn't you start at 300 so it shows that, you're serious and you really want him here? Giving him an offer under 300 to start, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you clearly know he's not going to take it. So why even waste your time? Why even call his agent? Why even text his agent and say, this is our first offer? Like, it makes no sense. Start off at 300 so you start on the good foot and you don't get on anybody's nerve. And when Lindor spoke the other day in his press conference, when they asked him the question, he didn't seem too happy about it. Even though he tried to blow it off and, try to be that smiling type of guy Lindor is, he was not particularly happy about answering that question. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. No, Ian, I agree. I understand where he is, but it's like they know where he is. Like it's common ground that he's looking for 300 plus. And now I know Sandy's probably going to get to that point, but it still seems like a Sandy Alderson issue. And Sandy just kills me sometimes. Like, it's just hard to fathom how Sandy Alderson runs things. Like, you know, Sandy Alderson never won a championship. He's just, I don't know. I just don't trust. It better be a game, because I tell you right, we got 13 days. Time's a ticking. That's all I gotta say, guys. Fernando, Andy Martino, take that with a grain of salt, but Andy Martino said that the Mets offered a contract of a little bit less, under 300 million, whatever that is. But we don't know the years. So, for all we know, the Mets and Sandy could have offered 7 years, 295. I don't know. Which is well over 30 million. So, they could have offered something like that. I think Sandy's going to try for less years. I don't think Sandy's too worried about the money. I think he's worried about the years. So we'll see. I think anything from 7 to 10 years is going to get it done. I think it's going to be over 300 million, but we'll see. I mean, 7 years, I think, is the lowest amount of years. But other than that, I don't think it's going to be, less than that. If it is, then the Mets got to steal. But I don't think it's going to be less than 7 years. But I do feel like if I had to take a guess for an offer, I would say 8 years, 320. Maybe. I think that's where it's going to go, because I think the Mets offered under 300, and I think Lindor wanted 350. And I think it's going to be somewhere in between that. Yes, exactly, Fernando. 299.9999.1. Because, you got to give that tax break, he's going to be in New York, so it's nearly 9% tax. So you got to think of it that way too. If Lindor's going to take a contract, it's going to be more than what probably most other teams that have lower tax rates in their state. It's going to be more than that. Like, if somehow the Marlins decided to act like a Major League Baseball team and sign players, you know how many players would probably go to Miami knowing that there's no state tax? Like, you can probably get Lindor for like 7 years, 250, and he'll still make more in Miami than he would in New York in a $300 million contract because of the taxes. Cole, well, according to what was said, that the Indians offered him $200 million. The years, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming it was probably like 7 years or something like that, maybe 8. And then the rumors were that they were $100 million apart. So that clearly probably means that Lindor was looking to start at 300 million, and Cleveland was nowhere near that. So if he was looking for 300, the offer was probably 200 million. Now, I don't know the years. I'm guessing it would probably be 7 years, maybe. Yeah, Fernando. So he can win 75 games. He'll beat the Mets, but they'll win about 75, 80 games. And, might win a World Series and then trade everybody the following year. Because that's the Marlins MO. Yeah, Jonathan, I agree. It would be a disaster if we don't sign Lindor, because there's no guarantee you're gonna sign these other guys. It's just something that you traded for Lindor. If you believe Sandy, it was if it's a 1-year deal, it's who cares? That's fine. Which is stupid, because you have no Major League shortstops on this roster. Could you traded them all? No, Sal, I agree with that. But they make it seem like Lindor and his agent are stupid. Like, you don't start at, now it was under 300 million, less than 300 million, whatever that is. They said a little less. So it could have been 285, 290. You're not going to start at a level where you already know he's not going to accept. At least if you would have said 8 years, 300 million to start, you would have been like, that's not a bad offer. They're serious. Maybe Lindor goes back and is like, maybe they're not going to go higher, and maybe he'll sign that deal. To waste your time and let rumors leak out that you had now his Lindor's agent probably leaked that out. So that the Mets were offering him a little less than 300 million, but it's a perfect, like, it puts so much pressure on the Mets. And Lindor and his agent are not stupid. Like, why do you think Lindor talks about it? He goes, yeah, I don't mind going to free agency. Of course he's going to say that. And clearly that leak that Andy Martino got was from Lindor's agent. It wasn't from the Mets, because if you notice this offseason, nobody knew about the trade that was going down with Cleveland, with the Mets. Nobody knew about the three-way trade to get Lucchesi. Nobody really knew about the Mats deal until last minute. So the Mets kept things in-house. So it was clearly the agent putting out that news and putting out that offer. So clearly the agent and Lindor is putting pressure on this Mets team and Sandy. And it's smart by them. And I think lowballing Lindor like that, knowing that he's not going to take that deal, is just something that I just don't think that was smart. I think you could have started at 300 million at the low, because you're going to have to go to 300 million at the very least. Fernando, I know you're like a 1 year rental, and then everybody, all the other shortstops will sign elsewhere, and then you'll have Guillaume playing shortstop next year, and then then Mauricio will probably play third base because nobody wants Chris Bryant, and Sandy won't do that. So you have Mauricio at third, you have Guillaume at short, yeah, and then who knows about Conforto? He might be playing for the Angels. Who knows? And then Syndergaard might, be on the Yankees for all we know. No matter how much money Steve Cohen has, he still has to spend it. He has not. He didn't spend it this offseason. So, not that I'm saying that he should have, not every free agent on there, but he didn't get none of the big free agents. And we just have to wait and see. That's it. But I think the Mets will get it done with Lindor. I just don't like the way Sandy does his negotiations, because we know when it comes to guys that he's trying to negotiate with, it doesn't work out too well. No, Cole, I agree. He probably did start at like 350, 360. I mean, that's obvious. But, like, I just don't see the point of starting at 285, 290. Like, there's no point in that. He's not going to sign that deal. I mean, the agent probably hung up before he even heard the last few numbers of 2. He probably heard 200, and then the agent probably hung up on him. So, because it's like, come on. Cole, I'm worried because I don't trust Sandy Alderson. That's my problem. Yeah, but Ian, see, that was the excuse that everybody always made. You know how it is, Ian. You know the deal. Like, we always gave him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, the Wilpons don't want to spend the money. The Wilpons don't want to spend the money. And we never got on Sandy Alderson saying that he didn't do that. It was the Wilpons. Well, he had the money this offseason and didn't get anybody. And the areas of need that we needed, which was center field, which was a catcher. I like McCann. I'm not going to be 100% mad, but let's be real. Real Muto is a lot better than McCann offensively. Defensively, Real Muto is probably a little better, but still. But I just feel like Sandy, and like, even still, Sandy Alderson, like, the contracts he brought out, he already brought to this team. Like, Trevor May hasn't pitched well in spring training. He's trusting a bullpen and didn't get big bullpen arms that were available in the offseason. Did not get them. And he's relying on Diaz. You can trust him. I won't trust him. Familia Betances, who is maxing out at 92 miles an hour. Familia, who's a joke. You got Loop, who's okay. You got Drew Smith, who hasn't pitched well. I mean, you got McWilliams that has a great arm, but his control is an issue. Gesellman hasn't pitched well. There's not a lot of guys. Yamamoto has been probably the better one of the guys that are probably going to be in his bullpen. Lucchesi's been the best, but as we talked about, he's probably going to be in the rotation because of Carrasco being out. So Fernando just does not want Lindor in his team. I mean, you might as well trade him. Let's trade him. How about some Big Chew gum? We'll trade him for that. You know what? Let's trade Lindor and Carrasco and get like I don't know, like the top 15 in the Yankee system. William, I agree, and that's my point. Like I said, I wasn't. Did I come out and say, "Oh, I expect the Mets get every big free agent"? No. Azan, how you doing? The game starts in like 5 minutes, Azan. Don't worry, I got you updated. It's on TV today. It's on SNY. Excuse me. Yeah, and see that's the problem. The 20 million came off the books because of Cano getting suspended. That 20 million basically went to McCann and May. Okay, nothing to go home about. McCann never started in the major leagues. He wasn't good enough in Detroit. He was not good enough to play for the Detroit Tigers, and he got DFA'd. The White Sox would rather get another starting catcher. Yasmani Grandal, right? They'd rather sign him to a 4-year mega deal than to have McCann start every day as a White Sox starting catcher. So there's your problem. Sandy Olson was willing to give 4 years, $40 million of this payroll to James McCann, who, again, might shut me up, might be very good. He's going to be good defensively. But let's be honest. We need him to be good offensively too, especially when he's going to be back in that lineup, 7th, 8th in the lineup. That's the problem. Yeah, I probably, Fernando, I might. You know what? This is what I do. I'm working and I'm like, wow, that sucks. Carrasco got a torn hamstring. Shit. I'm like, now I really have to root for Stroman. Like, Benjamin, I don't think McCann's a top 10 catcher. And you know what? I respect your statement, Benjamin, and I know you're a big fan. I respect it, but you can't say he's a top 10 catcher. Well, defensively, yes, I'll give you that. But if you want to talk about, I'm talking about overall as a catcher. And overall, is really being the top 10 catcher really that great? I mean, there's not a lot of good catchers anyway. So that's not really a top 10 I really will want to be like, ooh, wow, we got a top 10 catcher. Well, yeah, I mean, the catchers are really not that good. I'd rather have Yadi and Molina, and I can't stand Yadi and Molina. But James McCann, he never started in the majors as of yet. He got DFA'd by the Tigers. The White Sox thought so highly of him that they went and signed Yasmani Grandal instead of giving McCann the starting role. Why is that? That worries me a little bit. But the bigger reason why I didn't like the move for James McCann is because of Sandy Alderson. Because Sandy Alderson said the reason why they signed James McCann, they liked James McCann, but the reason why they signed him quickly early in the offseason was because he was willing to sign. So that means that just shows that Sandy Alderson did not read the market well with Realmuto. Realmuto didn't even get close to what he was asking for with the Phillies. So, there's another reason where Sandy Olson misread the market yet again. And that's why I'm worried when it comes to Sandy Olson and signing whoever. They did make an offer to Michael Conforto as well. I don't expect Michael Conforto to sign anytime soon. Boris is his agent, and that's going to be very interesting. But it's nice to see that the Mets are being a little proactive and starting the train going when it comes to Conforto. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to hear something in the next couple of days about the Mets offering a contract to Noah Syndergaard. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. So thank you guys for tuning in. The game is about to start just now. If you're joining me, if you're joining the channel, if you're joining Talking Mets with Rob, say what's up in the chat. If you haven't already, hit on that like button, everybody. Let's get this stream out to more people. The more people, the better. It's always more fun that way. We were talking about Lindor and the contract offer that the Mets gave, which is a little less than $300 million. Lindor asked for $350, or $360. So it's something that, it's going to be in between that. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be over that, and it's probably not going to be any. It's going to start with a 3, and that's what I believe. Cole, yes, I see it. Oh, Jesus. Nah, Cole, hell no. No, I don't. Look, Domingo Herman is one smack of his girlfriend away from being suspended and probably banned for life. Jason Dominguez, the Yankees ain't giving him up. Don't get me wrong. I love Jason Dominguez, but let's be real. He's 16 years old and he's a prospect. You know, I mean, he can be, the best prospect in baseball. Doesn't mean he's going to be good, when he gets to the majors. So, but I would not make that deal. That's insane. DeGrom's the best pitcher in baseball, and you got a top 5 shortstop in the league. You're giving up for a guy who can be out of the league if he hits his girlfriend one more time. And Jason Dominguez, the Yankees, he's an untouchable for sure. It's interesting trade, but it's never going to happen, especially when it comes to the Mets and the Yankees. They're not going to make a trade like that. What's up, guys? We got 14 consistent viewers. How you doing, guys? Say what's up in the chat. Hit on that like button if you haven't already, guys. Met game going to start just now. At the moment, I'm actually watching, the March Madness. I'm watching college basketball right now, but I am changing it to the Mets game. So we'll see how it's going. Let's see how Taijuan Walker does against the Cardinals lineup. William, as always, the plug for my channel. Thank you so much. Well, Cole, I did see the Steve Cohen, but I was trying to keep it to the players. But I don't even think the Yankees would do that. I think I don't think the Steinbrenners would want that. I don't think they're actually they actually like each other, to be honest. Azan, you got science. So we got Benjamin in class and we got Azan in class right now. What science class, Azan? What kind? Was it biology, earth science, geology? I think Benjamin's in, what was he, in math class or something like that the other time? But yeah, I think Benjamin was in math class, 7th grade. Okay, so let's see. So I'm assuming it's just basic science. It's like random science, like anything your teacher decides to find in a book. So we got a Zahn in class listening along. You got Benjamin in class. It's beautiful. I like this. I wish I was in school now so I can actually, put on some headphones and my teacher wouldn't give a damn. William, no. They're in class. Don't worry about it. No, Lindor is not worth $360 million. I think the max I would go for Lindor is 320. I wouldn't go more than that. That's, it really depends on the years, because if it's 10 years, I probably won't go more than 330. But I mean, I think it's more about the years with Sandy Alderson than the money. Because you see what he tried to do with Bauer. He was willing to get Bauer $45 million. So it's not the money. I think it's the years that are going to be the biggest issue. For all we know, the Mets could have offered $290 million for 7 years. So, Fernando, I agree. I think that's exactly right. I think that's a perfect offer. And if the Mets offer that 8 years, $310 million, and Lindor doesn't take it, I would pull it off the table and be like, all right, well, that's it. I wouldn't go crazy like that. I think that's a pretty fair offer for both sides. How much is that a year? That's like close to $35 million a year. I didn't do the math, but it seems about $38 million a year. So that's $38 million a year, almost $39 million a year. That's more than enough, and I think that's really fair. Well, I don't think they'll trade him, but if the Mets aren't doing well and they don't look good in the first half, I wouldn't be surprised. But you're not going to get back what you gave up. What are you going to trade him back to Cleveland to get Rosario back or Jimenez? Fernando, if he thinks that he wants to get more than Tatis and Betts, then give me what he's smoking, because I got the wrong herb. I tell you that right now. Well, Sal, there wasn't a direct number that we heard from Andy Martino, but we heard Andy Martino did say that it was a little under 300 million. He didn't give the years, but Lindor offered came back with an offer for 350, 360. So, but the years are not mentioned, so I don't know. So, I mean, I don't it was I don't think it was smart for Sandy to start with a 2 in the contract, an overall contract. I don't think he should have started at 200 million. I think he should have started at just plain flat 300 million. And just, I don't know. It just, I think he should have just started at 3. I think it would have been a better way of having Lindor come closer to your number than pissing him off and pissing his agent off. Because that's what you're doing right now. You're pissing him off. And that's what I think. I think you're pissing him off. And it's kind of hard to piss off Lindor when he's always smiling. Javier Baez is a diva. I think Javier Baez is a bigger diva than Lindor, in my opinion. But I'll take either one. All right, guys. So the game started, obviously. Well, about to start in like a minute. Sorry, I got the volume on low, so if I'm not looking, I won't know. Yo, Fernando, your boy Wardy's doing the stream too. What's going on? What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. We got 14 consistent viewers. Hit on that like button, everybody, if you haven't already. Hit on that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel, guys, if you haven't already. Check out my latest video. My next video is going to be about the contract offers that the Mets Sandy supposedly offered to Lindor and Conforto. Going to do a little bit about that. So that video is going to get posted tomorrow. I'm going to do a third base debate. Guillaume or Davis. It seems like that's like a hot topic right now since Davis is having problems in spring training defensively, and Guillaume is actually shining in spring training this year. So it's something that we have to look at. Ian, I agree with you. That 99 looks awesome. Taijuan Walker's on the mound. He's pitching right now, guys. I love the 99. I think that's a great number, man. In a Mets jersey. Let me just let that straight. The 99 in the Mets jersey looks great. It always reminded me of Turk Wendell, obviously. But I don't think Walker's wearing the what's it called? The shark tooth bracelet that Wendell gave to him. Maybe he'll start wearing it during the season. Well, yes, exactly. 8 years is a big thing. Yeah, I think so too. But it's like that's the thing. I think seeing I think what hurt the Mets at this moment with Lindor is that Tatis contract that San Diego gave him. Because now you can actually Tatis. All right, he's only been in the league 2 years, year and a half. You're basically paying him for what he's going to do in the future. And if Lindor's looking at that as like a threshold for his contract and something around that, he's got another thing coming. Because Lindor's what? Tatis is like 5 years younger than Lindor, 4 years younger than Lindor. So, but we have to wait and see. Cole, there wasn't no numbers that was thrown around. Andy Martino just said that the Mets made an offer to Conforto. So I wouldn't be surprised if Walker just struck out Carpenter on the curveball. Or maybe it was a curveball. So I'm thinking that the Conforto deal is probably, or the offer that was made was probably less than what Springer got as like a starting point. They might have said like, we'll give you 5 years, 120. They might have started something like that. But I don't think there's no doubt that if Conforto hits the market, someone's going to give him $200 million. I can guarantee you that. Because I think Conforto is going to get better. So that'd be great if his walkout song is Wild thing. Yeah, it's Lindor is started today. Sorry, guys. And Nimmo nearly dropped the ball in center field, but he made the catch. I'm assuming the sun was a problem, but Taiwan Walker in the first inning, top of the first two men, he got out. So that's good to see. Let me check the comments really quick. Yeah, but Lindor is not a big power hitter, Fernando. You know, we're looking at his home runs. He's not a home run guy. He's a gap to gap hitter. You know, he's a doubles guy. He's a triples guy. So it's more of that. I'm not looking at the home runs to judge Lindor at all. That's not what I'm looking for with Lindor. I'm looking at his doubles, his triples, his on base percentage, stuff like that. What he can do for this lineup. Because if we, you know, let me look at his career. Hold on. So Lindor's career average is 296. That's that's what we're paying for. We're paying for the average. We're paying for. He's not a big stolen base guy, but he doesn't strike out too much. He's not a strikeout guy either, but he's not really a big home run guy. So that's what I'm not looking at when it comes to Lindor. I'm looking at, the doubles. He's a gap to gap guy. He's a guy to get on base, driving a couple of runs in front of him. That's why he's batting second in this lineup, because he's a table setter for the big guys, the Smiths, the Alonsos, the Confortos, the Davis, those guys. All right, so Walker got out of the inning 1-2-3, guys. Just popped out to left field, so the Mets are going to come up in the bottom of the first, guys. So far, so good for Taiwan Walker. Yeah. Excuse me. Sal, I agree. He did make a lot of money in arbitration, but you know what? Lindor wants to get paid, and if he doesn't feel like the Mets offers or whatever it might be at the end of this, at the end of spring training, if it's not what he is expecting, because I don't think he's expecting the Mets to meet his offer, like at 350, 360. That's just insane. But if the Mets offer him a very fair deal, like an 8 years, 310, 8 years, 320, 9 years, 320, whatever, and he doesn't accept that, then, I'm not going to get mad at the Mets. But if I find out that they barely offer him a little over 300 million, like 305 for 8 years or 7 years, I don't know. Like the annual average annual value is probably key as well. But if you offer him $37 million over 7 to 9 years, I mean, what is he looking for? $40 million a year? That's insane. I'm sorry. It's like, Tatis didn't even get that much per year. I mean, his contract is over 11 years, but still, or was it 12 years? 11 or 12 years. But, it's like 28, 29 million a year. Lindor is probably better at this point than Tatis, but I think Tatis is going to be better than Lindor overall in a career. So, the Padres, which more teams should do, I don't understand why they don't do it. Like, stop worrying about arbitration and everything like that. If you know you got a guy that you project to be a superstar, no doubt superstar, like a Tatis, players like that. Like, if the Mets expect Alonso to be there, be an all-star, and be the face of the franchise, offensively, wouldn't you want to rip up his rookie contract and be like, you know what? Let's give him a team-friendly deal. Let's give him, something with Alonso. What happens if you offered Alonso 5 years, $80 million. Pete Alonso is not going to take 5 years, $80 million. He's going to bet arm himself and risk getting injured when you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So, sometimes the Mets don't really do that. They did it with Lagares early on. They gave him a team-friendly deal, and it wasn't a lot of other players that they really did that for, young players. Not that the Mets had a lot of young, great players coming up, but, they could have done it with Conforto. They had the opportunity. They knew Conforto was going to be a really good to great all-star. He was going to be an all-star player. You could have went 3 years ago to Conforto and be like, how about 4 years, $80 million? Give him $20 million a year. 3 years ago, Conforto might have took that, not knowing about his injury, not knowing if he's going to get injured, not knowing that he might get better over the years. Because I'll tell you right now, Conforto is getting better. He's projecting to be even better. And he looked good last year. I think he's going to have a big year this year. And the last thing you want is Conforto to not sign an extension during the year. And he has a great season. Because now the Mets have to pay Lindor. They got to pay big money to Conforto now because he had a great year. And now you have to worry about Syndergaard as well. And who knows? What happens if Syndergaard has a great year? That's going to be a lot of money to put around. So right now, Brendan Nimmo is up at the plate, bottom of the first. He has a full count as of right now, guys. Well, Zan, I hope he gets a hit. I hope he signs too. Exactly, William. Great call on that. Atlanta and the Acuna deal. Yes. Nimmo just walked. Well, runs to first. So the Mets got a guy on first. Nobody out. Yeah, William, another great example with the Acuna deal with Atlanta. It's stuff like that when you know these guys are going to be all-star caliber players, possible superstars. And they even did it with William, with Ozzie Albies. They also did it with him too. You got to do that with players that you expect to be good. The Mets could have done it 2-3 years ago with Conforto, and we probably would have had him for the next 3 years. If you would have gave him a 5-year contract for $85 million, you would have saved so much money. Now you're looking at a Springer type deal for Conforto, maybe more. He might get more money-wise than Springer because he was 2 years younger than Springer. Conforto might be looking at 6 years, 170. He might be looking at that. So it's a lot of things to look at. And, the Mets missed the boat on Conforto. The Mets missed the boat on Syndergaard. You knew these guys are going to be good. Like, why don't you rip at the rookie contract and save your money now or before than you are now? Look what you have to worry about. You got to worry about 2 big pieces in your lineup in Lindor and Conforto, and 2 guys in your rotation in Stroman and Syndergaard. So right now Lindor is up. Nimmo's on first, the bottom of the first, guys. Yeah, well, A-Rod was he was the best player in the game. Arguably the best player in the game. At the moment, nobody cared about, for the most part, steroids at that time. People knew that he was probably taking it, but at the same time, A-Rod did well. But you know what? A-Rod took the money and ran to Texas. And then, obviously he should have been a Met, A-Rod, but he decided to take the money from Texas, and then obviously he got traded to the Yankees, and then the Yankees gave him another contract. And it was during the World Series when that contract happened with A-Rod at $275. So, that I don't think that was any type of team-friendly deal, Sal, but you're right. I mean, that's, a $600 million, over $500 million in his career he made. So Lindor possibly popped out to the catcher. Yes, he did. So there's one out, guys. Brendan Nimmo at first. Yeah, Sal Trout as well. I mean, the Angels didn't really give him a discount. He didn't get a team-friendly deal. But let's be honest, if Trout was on the open market, he might get more than what he got from the Angels. So you can say that the Angels probably got a little bit of a discount. William, I don't think he's going to squeeze out $200 million from the Mets. I think the Mets are going to go no more than 180 with Conforto. And speaking of Conforto, he's at bat right now, guys. Oh, sorry, William. I read it. I forgot when you said that about the draft. Yes, I will be live streaming the draft tomorrow at 5 p.m. I will. Sorry about that. I read it earlier in the chat, and then my mind went somewhere else, reading other comments and talking about going crazy about Shane Green, Lindor, and all that in Conforto. But yes, William, I will be live streaming. I will let you guys know in the fantasy chat if I'm working late or something came up and I can't live stream. But at this moment, I will be live streaming. I will put up a scheduled live stream that you guys will see for our fantasy league. Obviously, it's probably not going to get a lot of views because it's basically for the 14 people that are in that league in the fantasy league. So, but this is just for us, that league. So, people can join in whatever, but obviously I'm going to live stream it as long as everything works out with work and everything like that. I should have no problem streaming the draft tomorrow, William. Yes, 2 p.m. your time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, my time. And Yahoo's time was Central time. So I had to do 2 p.m. to make it 5 p.m. Eastern. So 2 p.m. your time, William. So Conforto was still up in a 1-2 count with Nimmo still on first with one out. Fernando, you're just insane. Leave Lindor alone. I can get on Stroman, but you can't get on Lindor. You know what I missed not going to games last year? What I missed a lot. Now, obviously, the 8 didn't sing along with, Piano Man and stuff like that. And if Ian is still in the chat and in the live stream, Ian knows Buttercup. He knows what that means. Nobody else would, but Buttercup. He knows if he's still in the chat. But but with Piano Man I miss the walk-up songs with the batters. I always enjoyed that. And then the walk-in songs for the relievers and the starting pitcher. Stroman when he became a Met in 2019, his first game he walked out to Wankster by 50 Cent. That was one of my favorite songs back in the day, and I was happy about that. That was when I was a Stroman fan. Now I'm like, Stroman's a hit or miss for me. So, I'm rooting for him because he's wearing the jersey, but other than that, no. Conforto might have hit a 2-run homer. No, just at the warning track. Right before the warning track. So Lindor popped out to left field, and now there's 2 outs at the bottom of the first. Don't get too comfortable. Well, you never know. When Lindor's when Lindor's a Yankee or a Dodger or something like that, then I'll complain even more. William, I agree. Stowe does have a lot to prove. Since he put on the Met jersey, he has not been good. He's been okay. There was a lot of times where he gave up runs and put us in a hole early in 2019, and obviously he didn't pitch in 2020. So he put us in a hole in 2019 a lot of times early, and he put us in a hole last year in 2020 when he opted out. When he already knew that Syndergaard had to have Tommy John and the injuries that we had, and then Waka and Porcello. We needed Stroman last year. It was a big blow for us. It was such a big blow that Lugo had to start for us, which is another disaster because we need him in the bullpen. So, Fernando, I'm gonna make a shirt and show we trust. You'll be the only one wearing it. You see, the a lot of the benefits of these players this year, knowing that fans are coming back in the stands at a limited capacity, but they're coming back unless you're in Texas. I don't think any player is going to get booed because everybody is so excited to be back at a baseball game in person. So, what's up, guys? We got 13 consistent viewers. You just joining in. Say what's up in the chat. Hit on that like button, everybody. If you haven't already, hit on that subscribe button so you can get notified when I post my videos and when I go live like I'm doing right now. NG, what's up, buddy? Yep, I agree. Lugo's out, our best bullpen piece. I don't know if you agree, NG, but I don't trust anybody in this bullpen. Right now, guys, it's still the bottom of the first, 2 outs. Nimmo's on first, and Pete Alonso is at the plate. Thank you, William. Thank you as always. William, one of my marketing guys. As you know, I'm up against the live stream of Wardy right now, Fernando's favorite YouTuber. So, we're working on the views. We're working to get bigger. Obviously, the bigger we get, the more interesting it will get between me and Wardy, for sure. There you go, Fernando. I was waiting for that. You didn't say it all, chat. I was worried about you. I thought you were going to be nice to Wardy now. Like you're going to unsubscribe to me and go to him. It's funny, Fernando. I checked out Wardy's live stream. I think it was yesterday, and I tuned in and at the moment where he was like somebody asked him a question, "Are you a Met fan?" I mean, it is a stupid question, but the way he responded to it was like a little bitch. Yeah, he wasn't very nice about it. Like he was an ass. He was like, "Well, I wouldn't be doing a YouTube channel if I wasn't a Met fan." Oh, okay, obviously, but I think Alonso is hitting into the gap. That should score Nimmo easily. Nimmo's coming around third. Here he goes. No play at the plate. Nimmo scores. Alonso with the RBI double in the first. So Pete Alonso looks on point, looks in midseason form. Pete Alonso looks like he's focused as all hell. Maybe getting off social media was what he needed. But the ball was low. It was like a little bit above under his knees. He went to go get it. Drove that ball to left center field, driving in Nimmo with 2 outs. So clutch hit by Alonso. That's what we like to see. William called him Woody jean jacket. And that same black hat, right, guys? The black Met hat. In my opinion, guys, I'm not trying to be rude to anybody or anything like that, but if you're a diehard Met fan, wouldn't you wear more Mets gear in your YouTube channel, not just the same stuff? I know he has his leather his jean jacket with the Met logo, the Skyline logo, and then the black Met cap, and that's it. So, but I'm not telling anybody how to dress, but I'm just thinking if you're a diehard Met fan, my whole idea of the channel when I first started, I'm like, wow, I can wear all my Met shit that I have in my closet. I do that anyway, but it's cool. I get to show people different jerseys, different hoodies that I got, caps, knit caps, t-shirts, 7-line stuff that I got. I showed you guys the book bag. I showed you guys the Christmas sweater, stuff like that. It's like when I like merchandise, I try to show it. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was Jonathan or somebody asked me about where did I get that one of the shirts. And I sent them the link to the 7-Line website. And you know what that does? It helps a small business out like Darren, who is the owner of the Seven Line Army. You know, it's stuff like that. It's little things. You know, it's like that's what I like to do. You know, I'm not trying to like step over anybody's feet or anything like that. I'm trying to have fun here. I am a diehard Met fan, obviously, but like I don't try to disrespect anybody in this in you know that subscribes to me or who's just in the chat trying to chill. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. Wait, William, he's been a fan for only 5 years? Is that like true? He said that? Like, if that's true, it's like, all right, like there should be like 3,000 people that should unsubscribe and come over to my channel. Like, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that at all. I mean, if that's true, William, that's crazy. But I mean, that's I mean, that's a little insane. He's kind of too old to be like become a Met fan or been a Met fan since for 5 years. Like, I mean, I know there's some people that just start liking baseball, but if you're just starting to like baseball, you're not going to start a YouTube channel for a team. So if it's just 5 years, that's interesting, by the way. But I don't know. Carlos Martinez is already out of the game, guys. It's already Evan Kruzinski is on the mound, the left-hander for the Cardinals. So I don't know if Carlos Martinez got hurt. I don't have the volume up, so I really don't know what's going on with that. But Martinez is out of the game, so I don't know if he's injured. Like I said, I'm with you guys right now. I'm not trying to uh, increase the volume on the TV to be annoying. So the Mets are not facing Carlos Martinez, but they're going to face a lefty. So it's interesting. The Mets haven't faced a lot of lefties. So with this left-handed dominant lineup, we can see. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Thank you for coming back to my channel, watching a live stream, talking Mets with Rob. How's everybody doing? If you're just joining us, say what's up in the chat. Hit on that like button, everybody. If you enjoy this Mets content, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let's have some fun today. Let's hope the Mets get a W, and let's hope the players that we need to start hitting, like Jeff McNeil, who is at the plate right now, starts getting his act together right before opening day, 2 weeks away. Because Benjamin said that McNeil has not looked good, and he's correct. McNeil's batting 077 for the spring. So, you know, McNeil got a better golf game than at bats right now. So, but I think speaking of Alonso and how good he's been in spring, I think the big deal with Pete Alonso, not just probably being laser focused and getting rid of social media, I think it's Chili Davis being back in the dugout is a big deal and I think it's going to help Davis and it's going to help Alonso a lot. I think that's a real big deal. NG, I agree. I think Pete's going to have a really big bounce back here. I don't think he's going to hit 50-some home runs, but I'm expecting 35 home runs at least. Jeff McNeil just got hit by a pitch. He should be okay. He got hit on the elbow guard, so it doesn't look like it hurt him. I mean, it hurt him. Oh, it hit him in the right over here, like the wrist area. So hopefully he's okay. We can't have another injury. As you know, Dom Smith's already out with the wrist injury. Nelson, what's up, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. The crew is back. So for you guys who tuning in, if you join my fantasy league, as you know, the draft is this Saturday at 5 p.m. and I will be live streaming the draft. JD Davis just grounded the shortstop, so the inning is over. So Pete Alonso got the first run of the ball game with an RBI double. So bottom of the first, end of the first so far. So let's see how Walker does when he comes back out. So the fantasy draft is this Saturday, tomorrow, at 5 p.m. I will be live streaming it. So Fernando can cry about not getting the player he wants. And Fernando ended up in last place in the in the fantasy league. So hey, so far so good. Mets are leading 1-0 after one. You just joining us, guys. Hit on that like button. Let's get this stream out to more people. Obviously, as you may or may not know, I'm streaming against Wardy, so that usually means that a lot of the viewers that would come to my channel is going over there right now. So, that's obviously what happens. But on occasions when I did get a stream in when Wardy wasn't on, I got a lot of viewers. So, it's up to me, it's up to you guys to share this link, tell people about my channel, let them subscribe. Maybe people will like it that probably don't know about the channel. So get it out to your social media pages, guys. Help me to get more subscribers. Obviously, that's the important part of this. We're having fun here, but obviously, the more fun we can have is when I get to 1,000 subscribers, because then I can use my phone. Then I can live stream on my phone at games or wherever the hell I'm at. I could be at work and live streaming, after a game, stuff like that. That's what I really want to do. That's when you're really going to see the baseball fan of me and the Met fan of me when the Mets play a terrible game when we lose. You're going to see my anger. You're going to see why I'm pissed off. So that's what I I want to show you the passion I have. I mean, I think you guys see that already, but that's what I want. Um, I don't know, Sal, if we can look at Betts as a template for Lindor. Betts is a better player than Lindor, in my opinion, but I don't think the Mets are gonna go anywhere near 350. And the years are probably gonna be 10 or less for sure. So I don't know who's a Jet fan. This is probably for Sal, but I don't know if you have high hopes on Juju Smith-Schuster coming to the Jets, but he just re-signed with the Steelers for 1 year, $8 million. So that's a blow to the Jets if you're a Jet fan. So top of the second, guys. Walker's still in the game. He just got one out from a fly out to third base. So it's one out right now on the top of the second. How's it going, guys? If you're just tuning in, say what's up in the chat. Hit on that like button. Hit on that subscriber button. Let's get more people in this stream. It's only the second inning. We're gonna be here for a couple hours, so let's join in the fun. Let's talk some Mets. A lot of talk about the Lindor offer, possible Conforto offer. So talk about that. Say what's up in the chat. Tell me your opinions about what you would give Lindor and so on, about Conforto, everything you want to talk about. The Carrasco injury. How is that going to affect the rotation? Lindor made a bad throw to first, but Alonso picked it for the second out in the second inning, guys. So far so good for Taiwan Walker right now. Solid first inning. Look, he got 2 outs so far in the second. So Walker's looking good. We need him. He's our third starter now. And Taiwan Walker just struck out Hader to get out of the second. So Taiwan Walker 2 scoreless innings so far. Looking good for Taiwan Walker. Mets are leading 1-0 going into the bottom of the second. Nelson always with the nice little join every time from my stream, so I really appreciate that. He's driving right now, so I don't expect him to be typing. But Nelson, as always, drive safe, buddy. Get home safe, or wherever you're going, get there safe. Hit on that like button, everybody. Let's get the stream out to more people. Thank you for tuning in. Hit on that like button, everybody. Hit on that subscribe button if you haven't already. RG, you know what? I agree, man. It's always the Mets. It's always the damn Mets. RG, if you don't mind, hit on that like button, buddy. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you so much. RG, I can't agree with you more. Why is it always the Mets? Why is it Cookie Carrasco? Why couldn't it have been somebody in the NL East that went down in their rotation? It always seems to be the Mets. I can't agree with you more, RJ. It sucks, man. But all we can do now is hope Luke Casey comes up big in this rotation for probably 2 or 3 months, because that's how long it's probably going to take for Carrasco to come back if everything goes right. So Taiwan looks good, RG. All right, guys. So at the moment, we got 10 consistent viewers. What's up, everybody? If you're just joining us, say what's up in the chat. Hit on that like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Working on getting to 750 subscribers. Past 500 a week ago. This channel is getting bigger. It will get bigger. I promise you that. More things to come. Better things to come. More giveaways to come. The next giveaway will be at 750 subscribers. Waiting for that bobblehead to give away. As soon as I get that bobblehead, the video will pop up on how to enter to win that bobblehead, because I got to 500 subscribers because of the support from you. Oh, Kevin Pillar hit a shot to center. It might be just at the wall. Well, what can you do? 1 out, bottom of the second. Pillar is actually, that's odd. So there was a left-hander on the mound. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Never mind. Don't mind me, because it was weird. It was the whole DH thing, and I think the pitcher was playing on the field. It was just weird. Yeah, RJ, I was just saying, I was like, wait a second. They had a lefty in last inning. Or like I don't know. It's I'm not sure what the hell happened. I just noticed that. It's like, why is Carlos Martinez? I don't know what the hell is going on, but that's just odd. Like, it's spring training. Like, it's weird. But yeah, Carlos Martinez is back in the game on the mound, so that's very weird. No, RJ, I don't know what this is anymore. This is, I don't know. This seems like someone's playing MLB The Show. It's like a video game. I don't know, guys. I honestly I have no idea. Nito might have hit a home run. Oh, Tomas Nito with an opposite field home run to right field. Nito with the power. Let's go. Just took that ball on the outside corner and drove it to right field. Nito with that sneaky power. I can't believe he hit that ball that far. He didn't even swing that hard. He must have got it on the sweet part of the bat. That's for sure. Woo! Oh, yeah. Actually, it looks more at the end of the bat. That's crazy. I can't believe that ball went out. Maybe it was the wind, but hey, 2-0 Mets in the bottom of the second, guys. 1 out. Tomas Nidos hit a solo home run to the opposite field and right field. Brandon Drury's up right now. The ninth hitter in the lineup. RG, yeah, that's true. You know what? I would, I'm gonna do a stand-ins video on who I think is gonna make the win the division. The two teams in a wild card, and then I'll break it down from the playoffs and everything like that, and choose my World Series champ. So look out for that, guys. But yeah, I agree. RG, I agree. Mets, Padres, I think is going to be the wild card. I still think the Braves are better than the Mets by at least 2 or 3 games. I think the Mets can win like 90, 91 games. I think the Braves can win between 92 to 95. So I think the Braves are going to win this division, especially with the injuries that the Mets are dealing with right now. The Braves are better right now. And I think the Braves are going to win this division. And I do agree with the Padres winning being a wild card team, because I think the Dodgers are the elite. And I do think the Padres and the Mets could face off in a wild card 1-game playoff. So, but that would be a great wild card game. But you know what, RG? What you have to look out to also is that we don't know, like, if the Mets need the last game of the season to make the wild card, DeGrom might have to pitch that game just to get to the wild card game. So it might be Syndergaard, it might be Stroman, or whoever the second best pitcher is this year. So RJ, I don't agree with you about the Braves having a bad year. I don't think so. They're healthy. They got their rotation back. They got a really good lineup. So I don't think they're going to be bad. If their rotation starts to get injured, maybe, but I think they're still good. I still think the Mets have to beat the Braves for the division. I don't think there's no question about that. But I do respect your opinion, RG, for sure. NG, well, they scored runs for him the last time. But I'm assuming you're talking about the season, NG. Well, the lineup's better, but I mean, who knows? The Mets, even last year they won 1-0 opening day. So, like, I don't know. Oh yeah, RG, you're right. TJ Rivera, 2016. Oh, I don't even want to think of 2016. Connor Gillespie, that's all I have to say. Yeah, Rivera was the only one that was able to get a hit off for Bumgarner. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, Angie. I would hope so. Because they ain't gonna win otherwise. Because even if DeGrom pitches 8 innings and it's like 0-0, I don't trust the bullpen to get the W. So RG, I agree with you. That's why I like the wild card series. It's mano y mano, basically. There's no mistake. You can't make no mistakes. It's do or die. It's basically sudden death. That's why I like the wild card. Is it best of three or is just a one game wild card playoff? I don't think it's best of three, RG. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's a best of three. I'd rather it be a best of three, so I don't, we don't have to be on the edge of our seat worrying about losing one game and then you're out after all that progress, after that long season. Yeah, that playoff format was fun. I liked it. What's up, everybody? If you're just joining in, say what's up in the chat. Hit on that like button if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this Mets content that I'm doing, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let's get it going. Let's have some fun. This channel is going to get big. I promise you that, guys. And I can also do that. I can only do that with your support. And Lindor just made I don't know what he was trying to do. He tried to backhand the ball that was basically hit right to him, and the ball went right by him. He tried to catch the short hop and backhand it, but it was not good. that was really not good. Oh boy. Sal, yes, PITB. I put that in the books right away. If it's 10 years, 325, 32.5 million per, I do that. I think that's reasonable for both sides. It's fair for both sides. I agree with that. Yeah, RJ, I don't think they're going to go to 16 teams making the playoffs. That was a little odd because it was like 500, I think 2 or 3 500 teams that made the playoffs. I don't want to see that, I do like the wild card game to be best of 3 though. But I think the only way that can happen if they shorten the season by a couple of games. Because if you do the best of 3, you got to give the team like a day or two to travel and everything like that. And that might actually, cause issues. So, they don't want the World Series playing in November. So you would have to lose a couple of games during the season to make that best of 3 happen for the wild card. Jonathan, we need more prospects. Uh, you know, we do. Obviously, we got to build up our minor league system. But if you look at our top 10 is pretty good. They keep on saying, "Oh, our minor league system is not good." Well, look at the amount of guys over the last couple of years who have come up. Dominic Smith, 2015 Michael Conforto, Alonso. Players like that. There's a lot of players. Nimmo. At the time, Jimenez, Rosario, all these guys came up to the major league roster. McNeil, all of these guys were in our minor league system no more than 5-6 years ago. All of them. So, it's hard to bring all your prospects up and have a good minor league system when you brought all the guys here. And all the prospects they brought up are starting right now. You got Alonso, you got McNeil, you got Conforto, you got Dominic Smith. If you want to go with pitching, you got DeGrom, you got Syndergaard, you got Harvey. It's a lot of guys. You got David Peterson up. Looks like Walker's got a double play. All right. 4-6-3 double play, guys. Put it in your scorecard. So McNeil and Lindor look good as a double play combo. RG, man. Well, yeah, I take it just for the Mets to make the playoffs. It's so much fun when the Mets are in the playoffs. We get excited. It doesn't happen often. The Mets never in their history made the playoffs more than 2 consecutive years in a row. That would be nice if we have a consecutive streak of playoffs gets Mets fans excited. It's something to look forward to. I'm so sick of making the playoffs back to back years and then having 4 or 5 bad seasons after that. I'm so sick of that. Like, can once in our history can we make the playoffs 3 straight years? We never done that in our history. It's about time we do. Even the beautiful teams of the late 80s didn't even make the playoffs back to back years. 86 they won the World Series, 87 they had major injuries. And that derailed them for going back to the playoffs. And then, there was no wild card at the time, so you had to win your division. And then in 88, we know what happened with the Dodgers. So the Mets had I think the 88 team was probably better than the 86 team, if not the same. And they had a big chance of winning the World Series, but the Dodgers took them out. And Walker looks good, struck out the last batter. So Walker has been looking good, guys, going to the top of the third. If you're just joining us, guys, hit on that like button. Say what up in the chat. Don't be shy. Everybody's here to have fun, talking Mets baseball. If you're Fernando, just having, LOL smileys. Fernando, that's your guy, Lindor, man. He was thinking of you. You messed him up. Probably pointing a laser at his eye. Ruben Tejada slide. Oh, RG, yes, of course. I remember that slide. That ass Chase Utley, which I still think was a dirty slide. He slid late, way too late. What's up, guys? If you're just joining us, hit on that like button. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Let's get the stream out to more people. Subscribe to my channel, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining me during the Mets game with Walker on the mound. Less than 2 weeks away from opening day, everybody. In a regular 162 game season, the marathon will begin very soon. We're going to have the dog days of summer, not like last year when we started in the summer. So there was no dog days of summer. When you got into July and after the All-Star break into August, we got the dog days of summer. We got all 162 games. Hopefully COVID does not derail the season. It doesn't look like much is going to happen with that. But let's just hope for good news. Hopefully this vaccine does have this country go back to normal so sports can go back to normal. Fans can go back in the stands when they want to, not have to worry about getting a Q-tip stuck up their nose just to get a negative test to go to a game in New York. How many times have you been home the day of game? It's like 11 o'clock in the morning. The game starts at 7. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to go to the game today. Throw up StubHub really quick or Vivid or whatever you go, SeatGeek. And you buy a ticket and you go to the game. Those random things you can't do. It's very hard to do now because you need a COVID test. You can't get the rapid test. You got to get the PCR test. So you got to get the one that, is not the rapid test. So that takes, depending on where you go, might take 1 to 4 days. So you can't just get up and like, I'm going to the game today and go. It's not going to be like that, unfortunately. That's one of the big things that I love about baseball too. Is how many times I was at work and I'm like, you know what, the hell with this? The Mets are playing a day game. Maybe it's a getaway day and they're going on the road and they're playing a 1 o'clock game. I would get out of work at 11. I buy a ticket, head right to Citi Field. So Lindor just got picked off at second trying to steal a base. So Fernando, there you go. Lindor can't steal either. Oh, the hell with Utley. Carter should have kneed him in the eye. Fernando, you're nuts. Fernando got his beer and food here for free. Technically, it's not free. Technically, you bought it at a store. It's cheaper than the game, but still, it's not free. Texas is opening completely. Is going to be end of base. Nah, it won't. It won't be as bad as you think, Fernando. I guarantee it. And if they shut down baseball, they can still go to their rodeo and their bull riding in Texas. RG catcher throwing at his head. Sal got the realignment. What do you mean? The realignment of the divisions and the expansion of the playoffs? Sal? Nah, I don't think so, Fernando. I think there's so much with the vaccine going around now. People are getting the vaccine. I think it's just I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think. I mean, Philadelphia, they're having 50% capacity. They're one of the highest ones in the country, other than Texas. So, if Philadelphia, who is basically on lockdown for the year, can get to 50%, then a lot of other teams should too. I think the Marlins are doing 35%. So. RG, I agree. There is no excuse. As long as we're healthy, I think we should have no problem making the playoffs. We can debate if it's going to be the division or the wild card, but there is no excuse if this team doesn't. They have to make the playoffs. If they're healthy and they have a bad year or a year where they don't make the playoffs, then that would suck. Yeah, they should do 100%, but that's more of the owners not wanting to do 100%. But most of the venues in Florida, like I went to the Florida Panthers game when I was down for spring training. I went to the Panthers game in Sunrise, Florida, and they're limiting capacity too. The Mets in spring training only had 1,500 out of 4,000 there or 5,000 there at spring training. So, you just got to look at, it's up to the teams and state officials. But a lot of the states are giving their teams a little bit of leeway, like they're giving them a decent amount. I think that New York's going to have the lowest capacity throughout the country, which is a joke. I think Montreal is going to get a team again, Sal. Nashville's a good idea. I don't know about Portland, but Nashville I like. Nashville's starting to become a big, big sports town. And there's a lot more people moving to Nashville. Nashville, Tennessee has been a hot spot lately for a lot of people moving down there. They got their hockey team. It's a really big draw for their hockey team. They don't have a lot of pro sports there. They're big on the Tennessee Vols and all that. So, the Titans and all that. They need a baseball team in Nashville. That'd be cool. I'd like to go to Nashville. What's up, guys? If you're just joining in, hit on that like button. Say what up in the chat. Don't be shy. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support, guys. I love doing these live streams with you during games. Expect a lot of this during the season. Probably not during the games because I might be at the games. But I will be doing pre-game live streams and a lot of post-game live streams to talk about the game. And then I will have a weekly video recapping the week in Mets baseball. So watch out for that when the season starts. I will be doing a lot of live streams, a lot of videos, weekly videos of the weekly updates of the Mets, injuries, highlights, all that fun stuff. We'll be looking at that over the next couple of months throughout the season, guys. So thank you for tuning in. RG, do you think it's time to do a teardown if the Mets miss the playoffs for? Um, hmm, Not yet, because I think you still got a lot of young players. You still got McNeil, you got Alonso, you got Smith. You still got a core, and you can't break it down now when you have Degrom in the prime of his career. I don't think you can waste it. So I don't. I say no. I don't think the Mets are gonna break down anymore. Break it down, especially with Cohen as the owner. I don't think they're gonna do that. Right now, guys, it's the bottom of the third, one out, guy on first, Pete Alonso at the plate. Well, yeah, I could see that, RG. They did do the rebuild. They avoided it, but I wouldn't say they avoided it as much as, I mean, they should have traded people in 2018. But the same thing happened in 2019. Like, they were really bad in the first half, which killed them. And then they started, there was a big thing about the Mets trading Syndergaard and Wheeler right before they went on that big winning streak to get back in the wild card race. So Sal, I don't think you can have half the teams in the playoffs. I just don't like that. It's gonna run down the playoffs. I don't really like that. It gets more fans involved. I get where you're coming at, but eh, I don't know. 16 in each league. Yeah, I mean, I guess. So what would it be? Top three teams in each league, in each division, make the playoffs. So it would be 3, 6. It would be 12 teams, or just two, two, and two. It's a little different, RG, with the score bug, but eh, it's similar. They might change it up because sometimes they change things up. When the season starts, like maybe they'll have a new theme song when it starts SNY for Mets baseball, and they might have a new score bug. Uh, maybe for the start of the season, they might change it up. Usually they keep it the same during spring, and then you'll see something different. But we gotta wait and see for that. RG. No. RG. They had the city name STL and MYM. I don't think they had the team logo. No, they did not. I'm looking at it right now from last year. I'm looking at one of the. Yeah, no, it's the same one. McNeil popped it up the right field, and they are out of the inning. So after three, the Mets are still leading 2-0. Sal, only 6 playoff teams in each league. That's 12. Yeah, I guess that's not too bad. But I don't think they're gonna do that realignment. I think they like the 3 divisions in each league. RJ, I'm looking at it now. Hmm. Let's see. I'm checking really quickly. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but that was a while ago. I don't think that was 2019. The last time I think they did it was 2011 with the logo and the NYM, or with the Marlins. It had FLA at the time with their logo. And then in 2012 they went to the Justice City name, the NYY, the NYM, the pitch count, the strike, the balls, the strikes, the outs. So, hmm. I'm still looking, RG. Hold on. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. So they went back to the regular, just the letters. Yeah, I see it, RG. So yeah, they're just going back to the letters. They changed it up a little bit. But I remember that this scoreboard from last year, 2019, they did have that logo for sure. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta wait until the season starts, the new season starts, where they, like I said, you'll see the theme song, the new theme song for SNY. You'll see the new scorebook that they have. Maybe they'll change it up again. We'll see. I like the logo ones too, with the NYM next to it, or whatever team they're facing. That was pretty cool. 6 years, decent amount of time to keep the same scorebook. So Taiwan Walker is still in the game in the top of the fourth. Mets are leading 2-0. There is no outs, and he just walked his first batter. Jonathan, I don't know. They usually, have some like upbeat type of, something like that. They'll probably have some. They might change it up. I'm not sure. They got to change up the graphics though. I want them to change, the building of City Field type of thing. They need to change that. Get something new. Get new era with Steve Cohen. They got to change up. I know the Wilpon still on SOY, but still. Alrighty, guys. So Tyron Walker just got his first out of the fourth inning. So Tyron Walker still looks good. Hasn't given up any runs as of yet. The Mets are leading 2-0. Yeah, RG, I remember that. He used to like shine around. Yeah, the diamond. Yeah, that was pretty cool. They might. I haven't really noticed it, RG, when they hit a home run. I have not noticed it. But you're gonna have me checking it now if somebody hits a home run. I missed it when Nito hit the home run. I didn't really look at it. But it gives me something to look at now, RG. Oh, you did see Juanito. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's a cool graphic. I like that. This scorebook is very simple though. I don't like it too much. I do like the pitch count, but it's small. It's barely noticeable. Obviously, if you like baseball and you know baseball, you kind of have an idea of it. So, all right. So another 4-6-3 double play for Taiwan Walker. Taiwan Walker, 4 scoreless innings. Taiwan Walker is another one who pitched really well this spring. It's nice to see as he's going to be the number 3 starter now, with Carrasco being down for at least 2 months, maybe more. Very true, RG. Yeah, I agree with that. You don't see it much. You really don't. Yeah, I agree. S1 is pretty good with the graphics. I'll give him that. Well, they definitely got the best booth. There's no doubt about that. Gary Keith and Ronald are the best in baseball. Yeah, RG. When I saw that, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, ESPN, you got to deal with A-Rod being annoying and the terrible broadcast. I might just mute them and put on Howie Rose and Wayne Randazzo. Yeah, Fernando, at least he can do that. So it's the bottom of the 4th, guys. JD Davis is up at the plate, and it's 2-0 Mets. Yes, you can't forget about Steve Gelbs. Oh, Jonathan, they're definitely not homers. Even though Gary's a big Met fan, uh, Keith and Ron, they tell it how it is. You know what? They were players, so they know, like, they know their stuff, and they're not gonna poo-poo anything. Oh, our good friend Jerry Blevins is coming into the game, so maybe Jerry Blevins, who might be a interesting piece that might make this bullpen, depending on what goes on with Lucchesi and who deserves to be in this bullpen. So we gotta wait and see for that. Oh, he didn't hit a home run, but he hit a blue base hit to right field. No home run, RG. Who's Gary's backup announcer? Gary Apple? Ron Dolan did it a couple times when Gary Cohen wasn't doing it. Actually, I got it on mute right now because I'm doing a live stream. I don't have it loud.
Strike to Kevin Pillar, fly to center his first time.
Oh, that's Wayne Randazzo. Yeah, Wayne Randazzo's good. He's very good on the radio, stepping in for Howie when Howie, they split the game basically. Wayne Randazzo, I like him. He's very good. Very, very good. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. 9 consistent viewers. How's everybody doing? Say what's up in the chat. Hit on that like button. If you haven't already, if you like this content, this Mets content, you enjoy my channel, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. How's everybody doing? William, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for tuning in. William's here. Shout out to William. How you doing? Thank you, thank you, thank you. William, hit on that like button. Gary Thorne. Fran Healy. I didn't like them. Oh, they almost killed each other in the outfield. They almost ran right into each other. But that benefited the Mets. Now it's second and third with 1 out. So the outfielders should have caught that, but they almost ran into each other. Yep, RG, I will. No doubt. I'll definitely look out for the score bug when the Mets hit a home run. Or home run. Or anybody. Whew. Almost a bad collision there. I think it does for either two. I agree, RG. I think it does too. But let's see if there's another home run in the game. But as of right now, we don't know. William, what's up, man? How's it going? How is the other side of the world, William? So it's the bottom of the fourth, guys. The Mets are leading 2-0. Taiwan Walker with 4 scoreless innings. Mets are leading 2-0. They got second and third with 1 out with Brandon Drury at the plate, batting 9th. RG, I was at that game in Washington. Talk about something. Oh, that was not fun. Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't. Obviously, I didn't watch it on TV. I was at the game, but that was not cool. That was a rough one. It's another one of those disasters by Edwin Diaz. Yeah, I don't blame them. They should have closed the bug right away. There you go, William. That's what I like to hear. It's already nighttime over there, right? It's late in the day, late in the night over there. Yeah, some March Madness. That's always fun. A lot of good games going on. The Florida Virginia Tech game, or the Virginia Tech game, is very good. I'm actually watching the Met game on my TV. I got the NCAA tournament on my phone right now, so I'm like everywhere right now. I'm live streaming with you guys, doing all that fun stuff, trying to watch everything. All right, so the Mets got another run. The bad play by the infield to get the run to get the ball home to take out Davis, but they didn't do it. The shortstop did not get the ball there in time. It was a great jump by Davis at third. That's what scored him. That was a good play by Davis. Nice secondary lead, getting off third. Nice to see. Oh, it's almost bedtime, William. They did it for this year. Well, all right. Well, maybe the Mets will too, because usually it kind of changes every couple of years. So okay, yeah, William, Virginia Tech is playing Florida, I believe, right? I was just looking at it. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I'm watching it right now. So. It's a good game. Florida's up by 2 right now. 29 seconds left. Yeah, RJ, you know what? That's true sometimes. When you put on change, like, wow, this don't look like the Mets game, because the first thing you usually check is the score book to check the score. If you didn't catch the game from the beginning, you coming from work and you put on, you like, who the hell is this? And then you're like, oh yeah, they changed it. It is the Met game. I like that. So I like more games against your division. I like that. 15 interleague games. That's not too bad either. It's not a bad idea. I think Sal's trying to do the math of the game